Welcome to the Group Home Riches Podcast. If you have the desire to be your own boss, create your own schedule, and become financially free while at the same time helping people in need, then you've come to the right place. At GroupHomeRiches.com, we teach people exactly like yourself how to get started in the group home business. And on this podcast, you're going to hear their stories firsthand. So let's just start into it. Okay. I was there for, the introduction to this. So we sent out the email blast, which you don't normally do, correct? I mean, you guys don't really need to do a lot of...
We don't really need it. I mean, we've been in this game for probably 20 years. So people know us, they like us, they trust us. And 98% of our business comes in from referrals.
Yeah.
And even these people, they know us. They've known us for a long time. But periodically, if we've got a vacancy or two pop up, we'll send an email out just to fill it up real quick. And that's kind of the genesis of this. That's how it all started. There's
that. And I've been honest with our coaching clients about it. I'm like, look, we had Andy, blast that out because we really honestly wanted to get some content for you guys.
Absolutely. You
showed me the phone. There was like 20 to 30 calls from that one email.
Yeah.
That was the first callback, right? And I don't even know, did you call everybody else back after you got that, that introduction?
I did not. No. I mean, now did our managers? That's a different question. I
probably didn't really have to. I mean, it's not like you have 20 or 30 vacancies, but that first call ended up being it was pretty much a home run call. I mean, so we kind of covered how the lead came in. And then at the end of this, short introduction interview style, everyone can listen to the calls out there. The name of the program, it's the Community Residential Care Program, correct?
It is, yeah. And if I may, Brandon, one thing that I would say is kind of important is whether you're in the real estate industry, the finance game, or higher education, it doesn't matter. Every industry has their own vernacular and their own lexicon. And so if you are able to kind of throw out an acronym, I think that almost makes these not the caregivers, but the case managers and social workers feel a little bit more comfortable with you. So to answer your question, yes, it's the Community Residential Care Program, but you can also refer to it as the CRCP program. So for our Gold Course members and website development folks out there and just regular people that aren't clients of ours, you get on the horn, you call up the VA and reference it and refer to it as the CRCP program, and they'll probably feel a little bit more comfortable with you because they'll think you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and then just and everyone can hear in the calls. Andy's not asking a lot of questions. You want to establish rapport, but not as a friend, not as a buddy. You're establishing the rapport from an expert is the word I was looking for.
Yeah, you want to definitely come across as an expert. And then also, if I may, every city and every area is going to have a different payout amount. Don't be afraid. Remember, you're the business owner. You're the entrepreneur that's starting these things. One of the most important questions to ask is also a difficult question for a lot of people. It's not difficult for me, but you have to be able to ask for the order, and you have to be able to ask what the program pays on a per bed basis. So hopefully I'm not getting off track here, but I want to
this is exactly. We want to give the folks kind of the background on what the mindset is when you're going into these calls, and kind of the backstory. And then they can listen to the calls at the end of this to kind of hear it in motion and hear real live calls. So, anytime you want to chime in with anything that I'm not thinking of, feel free, 100%. So that was my next question. And you kind of touched on it, but how much do they pay? And of course, it's going to vary. It's going to vary from market to market, but I believe this one was around 1,500 per bed, right?
Yeah, $1,500 per bed. So, if you're just doing 2 to a room, you got $3,000 coming in just in one room.
And I paused there on purpose so it could kind of marinate in people's brains. So
absolutely, yeah. I'll say it again: $3,000 per month per room, because you're making $1,500 per month per person per bed. So 2 beds to a room is $3,000.
Keep in mind, these are on properties that would rent to a traditional renter, that you have to go out there, find the lease, sign a 1-year lease, hope they don't tear up the property, hope they don't skip town on you, right? Yep. Absolutely, yeah. And it would rent for what we're talking, like under $2,000 for the whole.
Oh yeah, I think most of these homes are going to rent for $1,000 to $1,200, $800 to $1,300 a month.
Yeah, so crazy. And then we're bringing in now $3,000 per bedroom.
Yep.
A lot of the homes are going to have converted garages, so we're talking, it's just a cash cow. I mean,
it's a cash machine. Yeah, $12,000 per month gross revenue per home. You can do the math.
Yeah, and so what's the licensing process like? How many employees do you need to hire? How much medical equipment do you need to have on hand to get started with all this?
Yeah, nothing. That's really the beauty of it. Now, let me take that back. On the CRCP program, you do need to have somebody that is living there, that is watching over these people. So having not even necessarily a nurse, but just somebody there that can monitor everything. Maybe you're going to spend $1,500 in some markets. Maybe you're going to spend $2,500 in some relatively expensive markets. If you're in San Francisco or something like that, it might cost you $4,000, but chances are out there they're paying, $3,500 per bed. So it pays for itself in no time flat. Your margins are going to be well over 50% on this after everything's said and done.
Right. So, but you did not have to go through, it's not a licensed facility.
No.
You don't have to hire any nurses.
Yeah, it's totally different from what people traditionally think. But it's going to be very similar to a lot of these other programs that we go over in the Gold Course with folks. Whether we're talking about these HHS programs or these DADS programs, or whether we're talking about Section 8 or the VASH program. And VASH program, I think, who did we have on the podcast that chatted about that?
Kirby talked about the HUD-VASH program.
Yeah. So, if you have a HUD-VASH property, and we have them, I mean, it's essentially just a Section 8 property, but it's for veterans. Yep. And so on an annual basis, it's going to get inspected. Most of these properties on these various programs are going to get inspected on an annual basis. More or less, they're looking at the exact same thing. They're going to look at the exact same things within the property. But again, every inspector is different and every program is a little bit different. So as long as you're willing to jump through a few hoops to get the deal done, you're going to have a little cash cow on your hands.
Yeah, and exactly. And every kind of the issue with these programs are that they don't have great marketing, right?
Oh, two things on that point. They have horrible marketing and they have horrible administrators. Remember, most of these people work for the government. They are not incentivized to get deals done quick. They're just not. They are all collecting a paycheck, whether they work hard or whether they work slow. So I hope that kind of makes a little bit of sense.
100%. I mean, that really simplifies what the issue is. So we've put out the like the videos of these calls on YouTube, and we've been getting and to our email list, for our Gold Course members, and we're getting a lot of questions like, hey, I can't find information on this in our area, or the VA is not calling me back, et cetera, et cetera.
The VA is not going to call you back.
Yeah.
Just like if you're trying to get a deal done with the SBA or you're trying to get a loan from a bank, if you think that you can call them once and they're going to call you back and make you an offer, you're kidding yourself. The Gold Course, the website development, all this stuff, even running group homes, it's the furthest thing from a get-rich-quick scheme. Right? This is an actual real business. The cool thing is, once you get the business going, it's not going anywhere. This thing will provide for you and your family for the next 100 years. So, but you got to work it. You got to get on the phone. You got to track these people down. I mean, and Brandon, correct me if I'm wrong, but with some of our clients, this is what we do for them. We give them a list of case managers, case workers that work at the VA and work at these other places for them to contact, correct?
Yeah. We do that for, it's a separate product. So anybody email us regarding that, but we have the Gold Course that's going to teach you how to do this on your own. We also have our coaching services. We have our marketing lists that you can purchase from us. And one key component is the website development that we offer to folks. So,
which is how these folks found us. And by the way, I think they've known about us for a long time, but they probably have some money come in, a new grant or whatever it was, and they typed us into the internet, and lo and behold, we popped up. And so,
the thing is, kind of my point why I brought up like their awful marketing, and kind of to your point, how they're kind of unmotivated. It's not really. They're not going to get paid more if they do great on marketing and do Facebook pop-up ads and stuff like that. They're just not going to. So you didn't get this by just spending a year of your time jumping through hoops at the VA. Cast a wide net with your marketing. Stay consistent with it. They've probably heard of us before. It sounds like you've talked to not those people exactly, but someone in the department.
Yeah, we actually had spoken with them before, and we've spoken with them on a number of occasions, and people that they know, and some of whom we're doing business with, and some of them whom we're not. But to your point, Brandon, I always recommend that our clients, our Gold Course clients, go out there and cast a wide net, because once you're in the game, it becomes all that much easier.
Yeah. So even with that background, they responded to one of the email blasts, and the woman finally got around to checking out the quote unquote impressive website. And we offer that same website to you folks out there. And that's how the calls came in, and that's how the process started. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you are going to be converting some new properties to kind of for this program, correct?
We are, yeah. And it'll be pretty good because it'll diversify our revenue stream in some respects. And we have different contracts with different groups. And, quite frankly, I mean, sometimes you might have an administrator of one of those contracts, and if they leave, you could potentially lose the contract. And it's not that big of a deal because you just fill the beds up with a different demographic coming from a different, if it's filled up with people coming in from jails, and you lose that contract, well, all of a sudden you just fill it up with people that are on SSI or SSDI, or they're looking for a sober home or what have you.
Yeah, you just call back some of those 20 to 30 other people that called that day.
Yeah, exactly. It's really good from a diversification standpoint.
So that's just kind of the position and the model that you're in. But the reason I brought that up is it's not like you went out and bought a property, got it all fixed up, had it all nice, vacant, and ready for this specific program and waited for them.
No, we never do that, and we never recommend that any of our Gold Course.
So this is why we recommend folks to get out there, start marketing, start finding the programs, start making these connections, and then when you have for example, a program like this ready to go, in need of housing, you've jumped through the hoops, you have the tenants ready to move in, that's when you can go shopping for a new property. That's when you can go look for a property to lease, or if you don't have the funds to, purchase a property or lease a property, what landlord's going to turn down a piece of a $12,000 a month pie?
Correct. Especially if you're going to be doing all the maintenance, repairs, and operations, which you will.
Exactly. So, hey, Mr. Landlord, I see you have that property and you're asking for $1,500 a month. I have, 10 people ready to go, a guaranteed check. We're going to bring in $12,000 per month. I'm going to be doing all the managing, all the maintenance. I plan on being here for years. You'll never get a call on this property ever again. Are you interested in hearing about that?
Done deal.
What landlord out there is gonna turn that down? So
none of them.
Folks, go listen to this podcast. We're gonna put the calls with the community residential care program coming up here in a couple minutes. And then if you are in that position that we mentioned, you're short on funds, you're check to check, but you're looking for something that's, better fitted to your personality. You're helping out your community, but you can be your own boss and bringing in a ton more money, getting paid what you're worth, creating the lifestyle that you want. Go listen to the other podcasts with folks that were in that position, like Dwayne, Cheryl. Dwayne leased his first property. He actually just got a second one. He posted that in our Facebook group, Andy. So he's awesome. On a property number 2. And then Cheryl did exactly what we just talked about. She found a property owner that she knew, pitched the idea, and she got started with $0 of her own. So you need to become an asset. You need to become a person of value, someone that's going to be able to confidently say a little pitch like that I just said, and the Gold Course is gonna help you get there.
Right on.
Do you have any other final points on the community residential care program, Mr. Andy?
No, not really. I mean, it's just another tool in your tool chest. It is another contract that you can easily go out there and get. You got to get on the phone. You got to network with the VA. But really, most importantly, to your point, Brandon, earlier on, get your house. Get it up and going, fill it up, start providing service to the people that need it in your community. And mark my words, the case managers, the social workers, the VA administrators, everybody's going to start hearing about you. And the next thing you know, you're going to need to go get more real estate.
That's a good problem to have.
It's a great problem to have, yeah.
So we want to get you there. We want you to have those types of problems. If you're not familiar with us, this is the first time listening to us, definitely head to grouphomeriches.com. At least sign up for the free training to check it out, see if it's something that you want to do. Email us if you have any questions on that. We're always here for support. And then check out the Gold Course if this is something you do want to get started with. That's just going to streamline the process for you. So without further ado, here are the initial call with the community residential care program, and then there'll be the follow-up call on that as well. So enjoy.
Social work service. This is Vicki.
Hey Vicki, this is Andy. We had popped out an email yesterday, and you had left us a message. And I'm driving right now, and I apologize we didn't call you back yesterday. But it looks like you've got something, a community residential care program, and you're looking to potentially place people. We've got a number of beds down here, and I just wanted to follow up with you.
Oh, this is
cooperative living.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sorry,
yes,
I didn't know.
Yeah, no
contact person.
Called
the number. Yeah,
no problem at all. How's your day going?
Well, going pretty good. Yeah.
Cool. So are you
even better now that you called back?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Are you with the VA or who are you with?
I am. I'm one of the social work supervisors,
okay.
And I also have a program of group homes for veterans called the Community Residential Care Program.
Awesome. Do you work with Paula? Do you know Paula by chance?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
In fact, Paul is the one that contacted me to see if there was any possibility that we could meet to talk about. I know that you
Absolutely.
have-
Yeah, we actually met with Paula, gosh, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 years ago. And then I was doing a bunch of kind of work with for a while, and I'm blanking on the main guy that I was kind of working with, and we never really got anything up off the ground. But I know over the years, we're obviously down, we do have a lot of stuff in the area as well. But you had, you'll send clients down to us periodically. But tell me a little bit more about your program and what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, so I know my assistant chief wants to be involved in this too.
Okay.
Basically, my program is group homes for veterans that require little to no assistance with activities of daily living.
Yep.
Because I say little is because we've had veterans in our program for several years and they're aging, and so now they're starting to develop some health problems that require that they need help with bathing and those kind of things.
Absolutely.
What we're anticipating, though, is for down in is that these would be more veterans that they maybe have been homeless and they need a place to live. Part of what would happen then is that we would actually provide case management services to those veterans if you had some beds that were with our community residential care program.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So we're thinking it's a way that we can, try to catch some of those veterans and have them in some kind of a placement with that ongoing case management services.
Yeah, that's kind of our model
there's
in
an
a nutshell.
application process, so I'm not exactly sure how we are going to combine it, but we were thinking that maybe if we could sit down and talk about that we could kind of come up with a plan of how that might work.
Yeah, we would love to do that.
I was really impressed with your website. I didn't realize you had so many homes available in different areas.
Yeah. We've been doing this for basically about 20 years, and like I said, we've had sit down meetings with Doug and a number of these other folks, and again, the way that you just described it, pretty much outsourcing a lot of the case management is really, that's our business model in a nutshell. I mean, we're really focused on housing first more than anything else, and then we like to partner up with a lot of the home health and the a lot of the case management folks out there to come in and really help our clients stay well, because that's really our number one focus. And although we are good at that, we prefer to outsource a lot of that and work with folks like yourself so that we can, keep the folks off the street, keep them well, keep them healthy, and just give them a roof over their heads more than anything else.
Right, definitely, yeah. So would it work for you for us to come down and meet with you about this?
Yeah, we could definitely set something up. If you wanted to come down here, we could come up there. Really, whatever would be the best for y'all.
Well, we would like to come down and meet with you where it might be that there could be the beds available for the community residential care program. Yeah. I noticed that you have like a certain group home that is for veterans. On your website. So yeah, if we could maybe meet at something like that so that we can see what the home looks like.
Absolutely.
And kind of see whether it would fit into our
your model,
our requirements. Yeah.
No, for sure. So I'm.
Do you have, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm driving right now. Probably the best thing to do would be for me to get your email. I'm going to be at a stoplight pretty soon. I can write down your email, and then I'll pop you an email. You can forward it on over to your coworkers, figure out what their calendar looks like. And then what I'd like to do is get my operations head involved and figure out what his schedule looks like. And then we can set it up and figure out a good time for y'all to come on down, take a look at the properties, and meet up with our management staff and see if there may be a fit.
Okay, that sounds very good.
Well, I'm at the stoplight now. What's your email address?
So it is at va.gov.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, this would be great.
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you reaching out, and sorry for the delay in calling you back, but you can imagine we get inundated with phone calls because there's so many people, especially nowadays, looking for housing. So, but I'm glad that I got you at a good time, and it's a beautiful day outside, so I hope you're having a great day and you have a wonderful weekend.
Okay, and thank you so much for giving me a call back. Yeah, I'm very excited about the possibilities.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it. We look forward to, meeting up with you and seeing if we can get something done.
Okay, great. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Have a great weekend.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
But yeah, they're just homes in the community that, to give that home-like environment for a veteran. And,
yeah.
They have a maximum of about 8 people in the homes, so.
Yeah, absolutely. What we found, and I'd be curious to hear your thoughts on it, over the years, we've thought, okay, let's get larger locations. But what we found is that when the disabled veterans or just the veterans in general have really a house more than anything else, it allows them to feel like there's a sense of community, and it allows them to feel grounded. And typically they wind up staying, and they wind up feeling better versus if they're in a large nursing home environment. It's completely and totally different. The nursing home environment is not conducive to overall mental health and to getting well. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd agree with that. When you're in a nursing home environment, you're kind of siloed in your room, and they have activities and things, but it's not like where you get that community feeling. Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Exactly. And just so I may, when I kind of pass the information along to our operations folks, the Community Residential Care Program, how new is that at the Veterans Administration?
Oh, the Community Residential Care Program started in the 1950s.
Okay.
Nationwide. Now, in Central Texas, the best I can do, because not being in the program then, was that it kind of started in Central Texas in the 1970s.
Okay.
So the program has had a lot more sponsors and homes through the years than what it does now. Right now we have 8 homes. And again, none down. They were, because of how the VA was split in terms of that Waco was kind of known as the psychiatric facility.
Yes.
All the homes are kind of grouped around the Waco area because most of our veterans that we get have some kind of psychiatric diagnosis.
Absolutely. There's typically a dual diagnosis going on there. Yeah.
So, that's something that's kind of more up in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when we were talking with, a while back, Richard had actually mentioned something about the home care program. There's like a VA home care program that they were trying to roll out where a family member could actually come over and do a lot of the in-home care for the disabled vet, and they could get paid for it. Or did they ever move on that? Did they ever do anything there?
Oh yeah, that's the caregiver support program.
Yeah.
That's actually going to be expanding.
Oh, wonderful.
When it first started, it was for the veterans of the Iraqi-Afghanistan era.
Okay.
And starting this next summer, they're going to expand that through President Trump's Mission Act. It's being open to all eras.
Oh, no kidding.
Service. Right, yeah, but they're kind of rolling that out in phases,
Okay.
and certainly who's coming, who is our assistant chief, and is coming to this meeting. She can kind of speak to that more.
Okay.
As not working in actually that program, I don't exactly know how they're rolling it out, but I do know it's being expanded to include all eras.
Wonderful. Yeah, we'll have to definitely ask her about that. Well, that is really cool. Well, we're looking forward to sitting down with you and showing you the property or properties. We have a number of them, of course, and seeing how we can definitely help you guys out and in accomplishing your objective and your vision.
Okay, it sounds great. I'm really excited about this option.
No, definitely. Well, we look forward to working with you. I'll pop you over an email probably here in the next 15 or 20 minutes with a time and date. Oh, we already have the time and date, but with the location.
Okay, that sounds good.
All right. Take care. Have a good one.
Great.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. And that, my friends, is how you do it. Now get out there, purchase the gold course, quit screwing around, quit wasting time, get your website set up. If you do not have a website, you will not generate phone calls like that, okay? People are not calling us because they looked us up in the yellow pages, right? That's not how the business works. You need a website, okay? If you go out and you try to build that website on your own, you're gonna waste the next 6 months of your life, and you think you're getting a deal because you can get it done for $1,000 or $1,500 or whatever it is. Quit screwing around. Call Brandon, ask him for a discount. We can probably get you a website development coupon package or whatever and get the whole thing up and running for you in about 2 weeks, okay? Tops. But this is what you need in order to generate the sort of leads that you just listened to. We're signing off. Get the gold course, get a website, go start helping people out and feel great about what you're doing and make money at it as well. Bye.